Om Shanti. Good morning. Today we shall be continuing the Murli that we started on Saturday. The date of the Murli is 21st of November 1981. A quick recap on the part of the Murli that we read on Saturday. Baba in this Murli had started with a very entertaining story where he speaks about no, he's emerging an alokik tree in front of him, and he says that this alokik tree has many branches, and he explains the size, beauty of the branches. He says it's very beautiful, it's significant looking tree, and on each of these branches, these branches are small, large, thin and thick. And on each branches, there are beautiful birds who are sitting. They're colorful birds, and that's making that alokik tree very beautiful. Then he further describes these birds who are sitting on the branches. He says they're so beautiful, and the tree, because of these birds, is looking so beautiful. He's explaining the birds. He says that they has fly, they can fly, but they're yet sitting on the branches of the tree. And different kinds of birds that he explains is the birds who are sitting on Bap Dada's fingers. They're flying from the branches and sitting on Bap Dada's fingers. Some would come and sit on Bap Dada's shoulder, and some were just continuing moving or circling around Bap Dada, but were not coming close. They were watching this other birds who are dancing on Bap Dada's fingers and sitting on his shoulders, and just taking the uh, the beauty by their eyes, but they're not going close to Bap Dada. This particular analogy that Baba is using is actually explaining about we children in the confident stage, that we wish to come near to Baba, but there are these branches that we are clutching on, which are nothing but the branches of Maya, situations, the circumstances, our own attachments that are stopping us to be in the flying stage and dancing all the time. And then he further goes on to explain that what will allow you or allow these birds, the analogy that he's using, to leave these branches is only the formula, the mantra of let go and become free. So he says only when we let go of things, situations, circumstances, by imbibing the values, virtues, having the knowledge of drama, accepting things that will allow us to practice the formula of let go and become free. Then he says, what stops us? Are we waiting for the Almighty to give us easy papers to come out of the situations? Are we waiting for others to let go? Or do we want to take the responsibilities ourselves of letting go and becoming free? So these are the few important points from the Murli that I wanted to just recap. And we can now, we will be now reading the next part of the Murli. So we will begin with the last paragraph that we read so that we have the continuation. Just give me a second. So Baba was talking about how to pass in the papers, and we will begin from there. What are these papers? Papers of Maya, situations, circumstances, any kind of attachment that comes only to elevate our soul's journey, but we get stuck there. So here's what he says. What do you have to do to pass in these papers? Is it correct to say that you will pass when you study well? Similarly, here too, you have to pass in every situation. Do not think that so and so has to pass. Do not think that such and such a situation has to end. Understand that you yourself have to pass. This is known as becoming free by letting go. Do not wait for anything, but prepare yourself. You are a bird, you have wings. You are very beautiful. You are sitting on the Father's tree. That is, you belong to the Brahmin family. However, there is the weakness of seeing any type of your own or someone else's sanskars on nature and speaking about them. You are not independent in your efforts. You become dependent. There is attachment to a person or object. You lack a particular virtue or power. All of those are the various branches. So you are not forged clutching onto one of these branches, are you? If you hold on to any branch, you are unable to have an experience of the obstacles, of the closeness of constantly dancing on the Father's finger, of constantly moving along with the support of the finger of Shriman. You won't be able to cooperate in every task of the Father's. That is, you won't be able to dance on his shoulders. One is to be constantly cooperative, that is a yogi, and the other is sometimes to be cooperative and other times to be separated from the Father, that is yogi. Why? It is because instead of cooperating, you become separated from the Father by clutching on one of those branches. Now ask yourself, who am I? Do you understand? What lesson have you made firm today? Let go and become free. You have made this firm, have you not? You will not clutch on to the branch, will you? When you get tired, you clutch on to the branches and perch there. Sometimes you get tired of yourself, and sometimes you get tired of others. Very, very powerful statement. Sometimes you get tired of yourself, and sometimes you get tired of others. So sometimes we give up on our own selves, and at other times we give up on others. Sometimes you get tired of service. So you keep clutching onto that branch and crying out, Now free me, free me. You yourself are clutching onto it and you are asking the Father to free you. Why should he do this? Therefore, the Father constantly shows you ways to free yourself. You yourself have to let go. When you yourself do something, you receive the reward of that. If the Father were to do that for you too, then who would receive the reward? Is it that the Father does it for you and you receive the reward? This is why the Father becomes Karan Karavan Har and makes you an instrument. This is why the Father becomes Karan Karavan Har and makes you an instrument. Therefore, all of you in Maharashtra and Rajasthan are very beautiful birds, are you not? So it seems that particular day it was the turn of Maharashtra and Rajasthan children to meet Bapdada. There are beautiful birds in Bombay too, are there not? And in Rajasthan. All of you are the beautiful birds who belong to the Father, birds with wings. However, now check whether you are birds clutching onto a branch or flying birds. No matter how much you try to make some fly, they still have the habit of returning and settling down again on it. Again on what? Settling down and sitting on the branches. To be influenced by anything is like clutching onto that branch with your cloud. It is when you forget the mantra that disciplines the mind that you become influenced. What is the mantra that disciplines our mind? Let go and be free. Baba says, only when you forget the mantra that disciplines the mind that you become influenced. So, who are the birds of Maharashtra? Flying birds. Which kind of birds are the whole of Maharashtra group? Are you flying birds or birds clutching onto a branch? And what type of birds have come from Rajasthan? Is it let go and become free? Or is it you have already let go and become free? When you get tired, you clutch on to a branch. The birds of Rajasthan are very beautiful and very famous. You are the dancing birds, are you not? So in Lokik also, Rajasthan is known for its folk dances. And therefore Baba says you have been known as dancing birds, are you not? You are not influenced by anyone, are you? To be birds who simply circle around means to be those who have many thoughts such as, I will do this, I will do this, and show them. However, they continue to tour around. They do not fly around nearby. There are many who say, I will do it, I will do it, it will happen. I will demonstrate it, I will think about it. They are the ones who think about doing something in the future. These are the ones who circle around nearby. So, which group have you brought? Who have you brought from Bombay? Which group have you brought from Rajasthan? Because all of you belong to the Father. You are all beautiful anyway. To become a Brahmin means to become colored. You have been colored and you have also received wings. However, it is only when you let go that you finally become free. Acha. So today, you entertaining children have come here. This is why Bab Dada has told you entertaining things of the subtle region. Acha. To those who are constantly equal to the Father, the flying birds, to those who are constantly circling around doing unlimited service, to those who are constantly free from the bondage any type of branch and are able to fly whenever they want, to such free birds who constantly dance on the Father's finger, that is, those who constantly have elevated thoughts, words, and deeds on the basis of Srimad, to such elevated souls, Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. We will reread the blessings again and imbibe each part of the blessings that Baba is talking about. To those who are constantly equal to the Father, the flying birds, to those who are constantly circling around doing unlimited service, to those who are constantly free from the bondage of any type of branch and are able to fly whenever they want, to such free birds who constantly dance on the Father's finger, that is, those who constantly have elevated thoughts, words, and deeds on the basis of Srimad, to such elevated souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So we'll take a pause here for a few moments and then come back to share our reflections and our takeaways from today's Murli. Om Shanti. And mute and share your takeaways.
Okay. So, Baba says that we children have to let go and we have to free ourselves. So, it is us children who's actually clutching onto the branch, and then we shouldn't be asking the father to free it because it is us who's clutching onto it, the children. And then Baba is not going to free us actually. So we have to free ourselves. So Baba's job here is to give us the knowledge, the yuktis, using that yuktis, right? Baba said, Karan Karavan, right? And Baba is the instrument there to give us this yukti. Using that, we can free ourselves from the branches. So Baba would like to see all the children circling, playing, dancing on his finger. So uh, so when Baba says that Baba wants children to have elevated thoughts and words and action. The basic statements. That's where Baba ended. So this is the takeaway from let go. I have to let go. I myself have to let go. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Yes, Vijay, that's the mantra of the whole Murli. And very interesting towards the last part of the Murli, Baba says that becoming a children from the Brahmin family, Baba has already given you flying wings and Shrimat. So, any reflection that anybody would like to see that speak about as to what Baba means by saying that he's already given you no, the ability to fly. So what means Baba has given us this ability to do by ourselves uh, the efforts to fly. Any thoughts, any reflections anybody would like to share on that?
And I'll share on. So, so we know that the situations will come, right? So we will not be able to control the situation, and we will not be able to control the people. So they will come. So either we can use this knowledge in order to stay beyond all that consciousness and that thought. So we are not really bound by the situation there or controlled by the situation there. So, we can, with the knowledge, we always have the option of going beyond it. That's with that, we can create a beautiful state of mind, right? Then we can remain peaceful, right? So I need to just learn the art of how to let go rather than clutching onto the situation or the people or anything, circumstances around me. Yeah, so that was one reflection.
Correct. So adding on to what you just mentioned, Vijay, if we reread this sentence where Baba says to become a Brahmin means to become colored. You have been colored and you have also received wings. However, it is only when you let go and you finally become free. So, what does this colored stands for? When I look at this reflection of what Baba means by you become a Brahmin and you've been colored. Uh, one reflection is you colored with a knowledge, and because we have these four subjects that we practice, um, Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, and Seva. It's an everyday practice that allows us to have this access of using or imbibing that knowledge in any situations and circumstances. Baba says that I already empowered you. Then why would you need support of anyone else or anything else that you're getting clutching on to? Because it's the way Baba is explaining as to how to let go and become free. But this was very interesting for while I was reflecting on this particular sentence since yesterday and even today when I'm even talking about it. What is the deeper meaning that Baba wants to convey by this? Would anybody like to share their experiences? Anything that comes uh, on this particular statement that you would like to share? Or any other point? Pramila Ben, we're looking at your sharing, as you mentioned that day that you would now want to take on sharing.
That's true.
Om Shanti sister, good morning.
Om Shanti.
Baba says by being Brahman, you become colored. That is, in my experience, I've been colored by my own originality. I have experienced a lot of peace, a lot of happiness. I've been able to understand my own self, my good and bad. So whenever the logic things take me towards some other dimension, coming back to this literature, coming back to this knowledge, brings me back uh, to the beautiful part of myself. I do understand that these colors sometimes look good, and I am able to make myself colored with the beauty of my own self. I mean, more or less, it is in harmony with the existing world. So, in a way, how the peacocks or the colors of the real colors make the other people feel good. The original color of our own self, the liveliness, the sense of being happy or enthusiasm, all that makes myself feel great. So I would like to take this thing in such a manner. Shanti.
Yeah, brother, while you were just sharing, what another reflection is uh, we have been colored with body consciousness from last 63 births of ours, and we have forgotten our original color. So maybe one reflection could be
Yeah,
Baba is bringing us back to our original color, the
yeah.
7 beautiful colors of the soul, and then he decorates those 7 colors by giving the values, virtues, powers, and knowledge for us to see how we can beautify this original sanskars or the original being of the soul. That was one reflection.
That was the same I was also getting. Because Baba often mentioned about this holy color, right? So their different qualities, different virtues, different the power that Baba gives in knowledge, right? And the specialities that each one of us has, the virtues that we that we invite. So that also are colors, I think that's
Yeah.
and it is good to know that uh, our original nature or original color is different from what we are today, right? And then when we look at it, it is so much of effort now for us to go back to our original color, right? If you look at it, we were in our original colors, right? Initially, when we were in Parandam, and even in Satyug and also Tretayug, in Sangam Yug, and I heard to some extent we were in our natural qualities, I mean, our pure color in Dwapar Yug also. But if you look at it in that way, only some less amount of time we were colored with the impurity. Okay, and now it seems to be that is dominating us. So it should be the other way around, right?
Yeah. Correct. Any other reflections? Chandrakala sister, Kartika Ben, Prabila Ben, Chitna sister, Ami Ben.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, I think eventually it depends on our mindset, isn't it? Whether mindset comes from soul consciousness or body consciousness, or what we have in our mind. For instance, if you think I don't have time, then really you can't find time. The time seems to fill up the whole day. So the same with other things also. You feel can't do it. I'm scared if I let go of the branch, I'll fall down and hurt myself. Then you won't do it. But then if you have other thoughts in your mind, how wonderful it'll be, I'm a flying bird, then you can do it. So basically, it's what we have in our mind, what stops us from doing things. But if you hold on to Father's hand, then you're able to do things. So for instance, if you align yourself with what Baba is saying, Baba, please come and help me, or something like that, then we are able to do things. So I think that is basically what stops us or lets us fly. Om Shanti.
Yes, sister, very well said that it's our own mindset that works along. If we say we can do it, do it. And then therefore, Baba in this, no, somewhere in this context, Baba says that, do you want me to do the things, or would you do yourself? Because only when you do yourself would you get the reward. And if I have to do it, then I doing it and you getting the rewards. That's not the game, right? And then he mentions that Baba has made you an instrument and he's the Karan Karavan. So just surrender it to the Almighty and keep flying. Do your bit of it. So, yeah, that was very powerful, sister.
Mind and intellect, yes, they are playing the vital role here. Um, how we can influence our mind, that's the one art that each one of us will have to learn. And because it is with the support of our mind and intellect that we can experience this knowledge, right? Um, if we have to constantly accompany the Father or experience the Father, then it has to be, mind and intellect will have to work together, right? Then I will experience it. So, one reflection is, how can I influence my mind? Because the thought, right, it comes from some majority of the thought that comes from our subconscious mind. So one needs to fill positive energy constantly into the self. And when we do that, our subconscious mind will, slowly get purified. When I say purified, I mean with powerful thoughts. Don't just become positive, but become elevated. There is a difference being positive and being elevated, it seems. So, elevated means you creating powerful thoughts, even higher voltage, thought. Positive is just one. It is good, but compared to elevated thoughts, positive thoughts are just one step down. So if we can constantly or consume this elevated thoughts all the time, then our subconscious mind is going to fill with so much of powerful energy. So that's really going to help us So what challenge that we face is we are living in this planet, right? We all are in body, so we have to come into interaction with people, one another. So we have to come into sound. We have to interact with people, those who are in knowledge or those who are not in knowledge. And we also have to deal with so many other, talks at work, whatever. So they also will go into our subconscious, and there are some part from our past sanskars, past birth, all staying in the subconscious. We have to clear all that. So it goes with our purity also, the level of purity that that I consume or that I become day by day. So the more pure I become, right, the more pure day by day I become pure, right, then it's going to help me create more powerful and elevated thoughts. Eventually, that's going to help me, stay connected with the Father. That means I will only create elevated thoughts. Elevated thoughts is nothing but spiritual thoughts. Spiritual thoughts in our Brahmin's word or language, the Murli, self-respect, someone's, and all powerful points that which Papa gives. Yeah, Om Shanti.
Yes, brother, you brought in a very practical point here, that how do we imbibe or how do we elevate our thoughts? What should be the axis? Is practice is required every day to read or to connect to something higher than where I am at the moment on my thoughts and keep progressing. And Murli is one of the axes that we have. And one thing which I wanted to share of yesterday's like Murli, no, I understand it's not today's Murli, but the Murli that we read this center yesterday, where Baba brings in the point of what do you mean by uh, having balance in love and law, and he very powerfully explains, which was an opening for me, that when you're practicing the balance between love and law, see it very very subtly, see to it that it is not showing in the world out that you are higher on the law side. Even when you're bringing the balance, there has to be a lot of love imbibed in that action. Now, that's such a powerful and elevated thought. And on this platform, I'm sharing that because you just brought in that Murli is the access for us to elevate our thoughts and cleanse ourselves, and every day fill in ourselves with the water of purity in our heart, which is our body, consciousness, the body in which we are sitting, where we have our own soul. So fill in this pot with that nectar of purity. And that's one way to elevate our thoughts every day. And that will give us the power to empower ourselves every time rather than depending on anything outside. Because there's another point that Papa is making in this Murli, that be independent of anything that's happening around you externally. Just get connected to Baba and have faith in yourself. So, having wings, what Baba says here, is actually having faith and trust in your own self and trust in the universe, trust in the Almighty, trust in the drama. Keep practicing all of that, and that'll allow you and give you the access to let go and be free, and not let go and give up, not give up, not be in the space of letting go only because I'm giving up on myself or giving up on others. Because that was another point that Baba mentioned in this Murli about, is that you are letting go just because you had given up on your own self and given up on others. No, let go by the medium of moving along with an elevated space, not just for yourself, but for others as well. So yeah, I agree with what you were talking about, Vijay. Anybody else would like to share anything further? or your takeaways from today's Murli, or shall we move on to meditation?
Om Shanti, sister. Good
Yes.
morning, Divine Family.
Om Shanti.
Actually, as you said, Murli is the food. Murli is the whole and soul for us. Actually, when this before starting this, before Corona, so I was just requesting Baba. I want to do faster for Purusharth. Please show me the path, because those time the centers were closed. Only the cell phone was in our hand as gadgets. So by the time, okay, Sakar Murali we were listening, but once I asked my center sister, I need to do faster Purusharth, what to do? She told me, don't depend on me. Even I am like you. Better you every day you study this Avyakt Murali. So I was thinking where to get the prints and all, but it was problem. So the entire the bulk of the Avyakt Murali. So by the time suddenly Baba showed me this classes, this morning and night classes started. So I was couldn't able to attend the morning class. Once I opened at 9 o'clock, but nobody were there in the link and nobody were there in the class. But after starting this Murali, even today when it started, the day commenced. So from that day, even today, when I'm continuing attending the classes, no one day I am missing. Only few days, I guess, if I am in Madhuban or in any our center, because I'm not going to any Laukik functions or something like that. I'm prioritizing only Baba and center and my Purshat. But after joining this link, honestly, let me tell you the truth. There was lot of changes in my life. Sometimes because of the my work at home, I couldn't share my Baba's this and all. But when I listen, lot of changes actually just because of this subject only. Really, I'm very happy to, and very happy, and I'm very blessed. Baba, the one who showed me the path. So fortunately, this link started this Avyakt Murli. So really, I'm very, very blessed, and I'm very, very, I became faster than comparatively earlier. So yesterday also my sister was telling in the center, just listening in the cell phone or mobile phones. It's not so. It's not actually we are doing something problem or to the centers and center sister. But okay, every day if possible I'll go. Otherwise weekly 3 days I can go in the evening. But every day this link actually it gives me a lot of information, and it's helping me a lot to go in Purusharth. That's what I want to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family, for creating this. You know, and Baba is the Karavan, and he's actually supporting each one of us to take this journey ahead. Thank you, sister.
Even I'm
We all
getting blessings of my divine family. Actually, once brother, I forgot that day I had some function. I had some function. It was the responsibility of mine. But that day, because the unknowingly brothers and everyone they blessed me. That day the program went very well. Even today I can remember that day. So blessings of my divine family. This divine family, it's always on us as a canopy of God. Thank you so much for the divine family. I never and ever leave this link, and I never skip my class. So please, I request everyone to join every day, and we'll continue the class. Probably we are unable to talk, but our sankalp always with our divine family, even to this universe. Thank you so much.
thank you, sister. I think
Yeah,
we
that
all,
was very,
yeah.
that was very inspiring. Sister, thanks for sharing. But yeah.
So let's take few moments in remembrance of Baba. Let's gently sit back and free ourselves from anything that's there on our mind at the moment. Just move on to the inner journey and check for ourselves. Am I a flying bird, or am I clutching on to anything that's stopping me from flying? Is there any old sanskar of mine or others, or any situation or circumstance that's pulling me down? Today, I check and change myself and take complete responsibility of freeing myself and letting go of what's there in the past, and free myself to fly. There are no branches of any bondage on which I'm clutching on to. I'm here as an instrument to perform my role, and I respect the roles that's been given to other souls. And there is no thoughts or no disempowering conversations that I have about myself, about the situations and circumstances that's showing up, or about others. Only and only practice that I'm taking on is to elevate my thoughts, words, and deeds on the basis of Shriman, and bring on self transformation, which in turn will bring on world transformation. While reflecting on this and making the changes, I'm flying like a bird, ready to take on my leap in the world back to perform my role today. By taking responsibility and letting go of what's showing up with a lot of calmness and performing my work. I am an instrument, and in the sense of a free bird and a trustee consciousness, I know Baba is the current Karavan heart, and I'm only here to perform my deeds. With this consciousness, let's practice the mantra of let go and become free. That's the practice which we take on from this moment onwards. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. And we meet tomorrow morning, the continuation of this Murli. Om Shanti.